Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and in today's video we have something special. So this is what I'm going to be dubbing the Farmability Show. As you guys know, I talk a lot about farmable characters, farmability more broadly, and anything farmability, because it's super important in Marvel Strike Force when characters go so long, 6, 9+ months without being farmable. So what I've decided to do is, over the last couple of days, I put out a poll, both on my Discord and my YouTube channel, asking the audience what they thought about who the next characters will become farmable and the percentage odds. So I tallied up all of the votes, and we're going to talk about that and see whether or not, and I wanted to do this before the blog goes out on Friday, you know, just in case there are more character availabilities, to see whether or not the public was right or not about any of this. So I think it's just a fun way to do this, because this is probably something that I'm going to do maybe once every 2 weeks or something, you know, as we kind of get to predicting who the next character is going to be. So if you're ready to go, then let's boil this down. And I just want to show people where I did this. And so I posted, there was more votes on YouTube than there was on Discord. I think maybe this just showed up more, and if that's good, and I'll do this every now and again. And so I had to cut a few characters off than what was listed on Discord, because YouTube only allows me to have 5 characters on a poll. So, you know, basically this is going to happen maybe every couple of weeks, and I included Deathpool, Icarus, Cersei, Echo, and Kate Bishop. And we'll look at my spreadsheet as to why I chose those characters. You can see the percentages there. I broke it down into another spreadsheet as well in terms of the votes, and I also listed it here in the channel announcements in Discord in case you want to take part next time, you know, whenever I do that. So similar stuff, basically the same announcement. I had Emma Frost and Kestrel because I can use more emoji votes, but they didn't really get that many anyways. Emma Frost and Kestrel was like 30 and 32 on Discord, so had I even had it on YouTube, it probably wouldn't have garnered many votes, unless Discord and YouTube are completely different in terms of opinions, which actually they are in a little ways, and we'll look at that as well. So I want to kind of pivot quickly to this, which you guys have probably seen before. This is my character farm spreadsheet. And so as far as the characters that I decided to choose, who would be coming up next, you know, so this green column, by the way, is farmable. And so let's scroll up back. And I do want to make clear that probably I shouldn't have included Deathpool. And the reason for that is because I'm pretty sure that Scopely considers premium orbs to be farmable. And so, with that regard, then both Kestrel and Deathpool, at least in their eyes, are farmable. And so what the most likely scenario is that somebody else gets added to the premium orb, and Kestrel becomes more farmable, or Deathpool becomes more farmable, you know, and so, unfortunately, yeah, now I'll learn that for next time. I probably shouldn't have included the current characters that are in the premium orb. So, outside of that, you know, it does leave Kestrel and Deathpool, but it also leaves characters like Cersei and Icarus, who obviously are nowhere to be seen, and actually, as of this video, they are 285 days for Cersei, and 274 days for Icarus. So that's coming up close to, well, 300 days would be 10 months, so that's 9.5 months for Cersei, and 9 months for Icarus. So that's pretty bad, actually. And going down the way, you know, as far as who comes after that, well, you know, we have, of course, had the Web Warriors now. Spider-Punk's still in the orb, unfortunately. T'Challa is on a node. And then really what comes next is characters like Echo, Kate Bishop, Dr. Voodoo, and Morbius. Now, Dr. Voodoo and Morbius were not on the vote. Let me know in the comments down below if you honestly think that many characters are going to get skipped and that they're just going to jump straight to Dark Hunters. Now, I could see them doing that in the sense that you don't really need them, right? And so they have this weird thing where they, like, throw characters at you that you don't really need, and then you're still waiting on some of these older characters. As far as how many days it's been for Echo and Kate Bishop, we're 6 months for Kate Bishop and about 6.5 months for Echo. So they could still go a little bit longer. But as you know, that the second pass of the Famine event probably will be in about a month and a half. And so that means that probably they might give us one of these characters, but they won't give us both. I'm pretty sure for the Web Warriors, one of Ghost Spider was in the raid season milestone, that much as I know, before the Pestilence second pass. Scarlet Spider was not available, and I don't believe Spider-Punk was available either. However, he did have an RTA pass, so there's that. So if they were going to do anything with relation to these two, I don't know who's more valuable. I think Echo is more valuable because she has spawn defense up. She gives evades on her special. So if I were to miss one of them, like I would prefer to have Echo than Kate Bishop, I think. But they're both really important to the team as far as what they provide to them. So Icarus and Cersei, though, you know, they're still making a shit ton of money off of offers. They're still broadly usable. And, you know, I use them in almost every facet of the game. But it's frustrating, right? For newer accounts, for mid-game players, it's so frustrating that they're not available because a lot of the game content is actually designed around them. Whether you believe that or not, a lot of the higher end game content is actually revolved around having these characters, whether it's for Dark Dimension, whether it's for Scourges, whether it's for Doom Raid or higher end campaigns. Like, it's so difficult not having them, and that's the biggest problem. So I just want to make that very clear. As far as where I think that they could go, though, you know, you've seen this character farm guide of mine as well. And so where do I think it's not any of these characters are not going to go? War Store and Arena Store, because Scarlet Spider and Ghost Spider were just added. So I think that's a bit unlikely. I think a node is likely. I think a Premium Orb exclusive is also likely, which means that Kestrel gets kicked out and Icarus maybe gets thrown in before we even look at the numbers for the poll. Those are the slowest, for sure. Premium Orb exclusive and nodes. Believe it or not, node farms are actually very slow. T'Challa and Lady Deathstrike were added to nodes, but I just haven't actually, you know, gained a ton of shards for them because at best you get like 2 or 3 a day. And whereas at least at the store, you can get typically 5 per, you know, instance of seeing them. If they're in the War Store, you might not see them. Like, I've only seen Scarlet Spider a handful of times, but you know, you do get 5 shards per time you purchase them, so you're getting more in that sense. Whereas nodes, you can go days without even getting shards sometimes, so it's very irregular. And I think that's probably and we're gonna get a character in the raid mile. We have to, right? Who they replaced? Maybe Echo is gonna go into the raid milestone. I don't know. You know, I'd actually be happy about that because you're getting like 40 something shards. 42 shards, I believe it is, per raid season. So I would be okay with that. I think the raid season milestones on a whole have been very friendly. I have Ghost Spider at 7-star before she was even into the Arena Store. And for newer players even, you know, that's still pretty good as well. So let me know what your thoughts are on both player friendly and where you think it's going to go next. So that's where I want to bring up the poll itself. And I had it on the wrong screen, so that's my bad. So let's zoom in a little bit more. The Boilon Farmability Show. Who's next? August 14th poll. Now that's when I put it up. So YouTube, these were the votes for the 5 characters. 205. We can just get to the percentages, I guess. So 21% believe that Deathpool would be the next character. 30%. I don't know if this is hopium or what. You know, people just really want Icarus. I want to be very clear that the question was not who you want to be farmable. It's who you think will be the next character. So I don't know, you know, what people voting had that in mind or if they realized that. I did make a clarification post. 30% anyways voted for Icarus. 7% for Cersei. Nobody wants Cersei apparently out of all of them. 23% for Echo and 19% for Kate Bishop. This was just from YouTube and there was a total amount of votes by the time I calculated it. I know there's been a few more since, but 975 from when I actually did this. So that's quite a bit, and I'm thankful for everyone who participated. For Discord, though, less people participated, probably because only the more hardcore people voted, but they voted differently. So 14% voted for Deathpool, which is 7% lower than YouTube. 21% voted for Icarus, which is 9% lower than YouTube. 6% more, almost double, voted for Cersei. 33% voted for Echo and 19% for Kate Bishop. So that was pretty static. But Echo and Icarus were in a reverse situation between Discord and YouTube, and I find that funny. So I feel that the people on Discord are a bit more realistic and or pessimistic about what might happen, and so more people on YouTube were hopeful than people on Discord. So you see like a complete reversal here. 21% for Icarus, 33% for Echo versus 30% and 23%. So what I did was I combined them all, and this is what we got. So we got 18.9% for Deathpool, 27.2% for Icarus, 9% for Cersei, 25.9% for Echo, and 19% for Kate Bishop. So in the number 1 spot is Icarus. In the number 2 spot is Echo. And then after that, it kind of tapers down. Now, if this was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and I had to, wager my guess on one of these, The odds are not very high in any direction. However, Icarus and Echo both are above 50% combined. And so that leads me to believe, and I have to go with the public, that the next two characters at least are going to be Icarus and Echo. Whether or not that ends up being the case, who knows? I think if I have to guess, I think I already made my statement on those two characters, that Icarus, absolutely, Premium Orb exclusive, hands down. I think that's probably what's going to happen. I guess I can put it here. This is my thoughts. Premium exclusive. Echo, I could see her being raid season. Whether or not this happens or not, these are just my guesses, by the way. Cersei, Node. It's not. They're not both gonna. I don't think they're both gonna be in the Premium Orb exclusive. I think that would be very punishing for players. I'm gonna say level 70 plus. So what this means is like, it could be Doom War, it could be Nexus 8 or whatever the final one is. You know, so on, something like that. The other ones, I'm not sure. I think we could do certain. You know, Deathpool could be a. Cloak was in the raid store, right? And Dagger's in the arena store. So let's say that she could just get dropped into the war store, even though Scarlet Spider was in there. I don't know. Because Anti-Venom was Premium Orb exclusive and got jumped into the war store as well. So this could be happening. And in Kate Bishop, I don't know. Let's say Blitz store. Again, I think in the order in which it's going to happen, though, we're going to have to go with the percentages, which is Icarus, Echo, Kate, Deathpool, Cersei. But we do know that, if you guys remember, from that blog post that happened not too long ago, a couple months ago now, in May, that Icarus and Cersei are still on that list, right, of being made farmable. That was their promise. So is that going to happen? And if that's the case, then it would suggest that Icarus and Cersei are going to come before any of these characters. But whether or not that actually ends up being the case or not, we know that the game is subject to change. Blogs are subject to change, and they often don't follow through with a lot of their promises. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. Who do you think is going to be next? Do you think it's going to be Icarus or Echo? That's what the numbers would suggest. But hey, you know, I'm not going to bet a ton of money on this. But it could be. I think, honestly, Icarus, Premium Orb exclusive, that's my biggest gut feeling. I think that if I had to wager anything, because of how powerful he is as a damage dealer and how important he is to the wider game, of course with Cersei, but Icarus's stats and his star levels are super important to really, you know, pushing yourself further in the game, I think. So that's the end of this video, and until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see y'all later, and look forward to another one of these in a couple of weeks. Boilon signing out.